Hello everyone! In my last video we talked about keeping layers simple and starting with just two. So in this video I would like to continue and add another layer. It's still going to be very simple, but don't worry, I'm going to quickly show you how the first two layers work, especially the photo transfer, since it's really the most important part of this process. So yeah, let's start now. Oh, and I forgot to mention that later in the video, after the photo transfer, when I'm adding the third layer, I'll also be testing a new mystery product. Will I love it or not? So if you're curious about it, you might want to stick around. So as I mentioned, before we move forward, let's quickly make the first two layers. This is the wood surface I'm going to use today, but remember you can create this piece on really any other surface. First, I'm going to prepare the surface with gesso. The gesso protects the artwork from the acid in the wood. And by the way, whatever artwork I'm making today is going to be available on my website at nitsacreativestudio.com. Next, I'm going to create a very actual first layer, the collage background. This time, I want to create a vintage-inspired background. So I'm using old book pages and a mix of vintage papers to build the collage layer. And I'm creating the collage with matte medium, but you can use any acrylic glue you have on hand. The photo I'll transfer later will be chosen to fit this mood, so I'm keeping that in mind as I work. This layer sets the tone, but on the other hand, it's just the supporting layer, so it doesn't need to really say anything. Therefore, I don't worry about it too much. Okay, so now that our collage background is ready, let's do the photo transfer. And the first thing to do is to choose the photo we're going to use, obviously. And like I mentioned before, since the photo transfer is the most important part in this process, we need to choose a photo that works well with the background and also has good contrast. Okay, so now we need to choose which photo we're going to transfer. I have a bunch of pictures here that I took in New York. And they're printed with my laser printer, but you can definitely use an inkjet printer for this process, so it doesn't have to be laser. Actually, this one, I think I'm gonna choose this one. I think it will work really nicely with this background. It's still drying, it's not dry yet, but I think this one will be really nice. Alright, we made our choice, so let's just cut it to size. If you watched my previous videos or bought my books, you probably already know that matte medium is my preferred transfer medium. But today I'm gonna try something new, and I'm going to use a soft gel matte medium. It's also an acrylic medium, it's just not as fluid as the matte medium, so we'll see how it works. Here, I'll show you, it's kind of pasty. So we'll see how it works. Let's hope it works. I don't want to redo everything. Today, I want to try soft gel matte. See, I have it and I want to use it. I want to give it a try. So let's see how it works. I'm gonna put a lot a lot of medium. That's how I like to transfer. Some people tell me the transfer doesn't work. Maybe they don't use enough medium. That's very, very possible. Now I'm just going to put it face down onto the very wet medium. And I like to put pressure with my fingers, but I also like to use my scissors. It's very wet. I used a lot of medium. You can tell it's all wrinkly. That's okay. I'm not complaining. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry a little bit, just like for a couple of minutes. Not completely dry, just a little bit to soak in. So I'll see you in 2 minutes. And if you like this process, you're going to love my latest books. The new mixed media photography book and Make Something Artistic. They're both available on Amazon, so make sure you check them out soon. But if you prefer the digital PDF version, the ebooks are available on my website, nitsacreativestudio.com. Thank you. Bye. Okay, after a couple of minutes, I'm going to use a craft knife to scratch at the corner. Make a nice scratch here to start peeling off the top paper. Make sure you don't peel off the image itself, just the top paper. So you have to be quite gentle with it. Just like that. Oh, I love it when it comes off in big pieces. That's really nice. At this point, I need to let the transfer completely dry. It will take at least few hours, but since I'm short on time, I'm going to use a hair dryer on low settings in order to dry my transfer. So now that it's completely dry, I'm going to take some clean water and wet it. And I'm going to use the soft side of the sponge to rub it a little. So we gotta be a little gentle here so we don't rub off the image. Pretty simple. There's really nothing much to it. Yeah, so this is what it looks like after it dried again. So it's kind of starting to look good. Right, so we're gonna wet it again. And I'm going to continue removing with the sponge. But I feel like now it's getting much easier because the image is pretty much stuck to the surface. It's pretty much transferred. So I can be a little more aggressive with the removal of the paper. And I'm probably not going to remove the image anymore. There's no risk of that anymore. Yeah, you can touch with your finger, and if it feels smooth, you probably removed most of the paper. One of the things I like about image transfer is that it gives me like an intimate contact with my photo, with my original image, and I kind of started noticing things that I didn't notice even when I took the picture. Okay, so this is pretty much it. Okay, so now that the 2 layers are done, I think they look okay, but definitely missing something. It's not a finished piece of artwork at all. It's just a photo transfer. Okay, so for this piece, I'm definitely gonna add a 3rd layer. To me, this layer's job is to add whatever I feel is missing from the piece, or to help visually connect the 2 layers underneath. Because sometimes they're just not working together. Sometimes they're physically connected, but they're not connected visually. It's mainly about the balance, and yes, I admit that sometimes I can go and take it a little too far. I go overboard and I end up ruining the piece. But honestly, most of the time I'm happy I did this something extra. Usually it helps the piece and it looks more finished and ready. And I think this is how I feel about this one. It needs another layer. I got this watercolor set from Rubens. They sent it to me to give it a try and see if I like it. So let's open it. This set also came with a nice cold press watercolor sketchbook. Similar to this one, which I tested, and I quite like this 100% cotton paper. It's really nice. I used acrylics here to paint the photo transfer, and this paper handled it really well without any buckling. Okay, let's see what this paint set is all about. This is definitely a nice presentation. Oh no, this is one of these sets that have the wrapper paper. Okay, let's get to work. I'll be honest, removing the paper from each pen wasn't my favorite part, but once I started painting, I really liked how the paint felt. The colors felt smooth, nicely pigmented, and easy to layer. These paints aren't inexpensive, but they're above student grade and reasonably priced for what they are, in my opinion. So right now I'm working on the third layer, which is both the embellishing and the merging layer. Its job is to help the background and the photo transfer feel like they belong together, but also its other job is to add color to the piece. But painting is only one way to add something to the piece. You can use collage, stencils, stamping, marks, drawings, glitter. You can create a border around the piece and so on. Soon I'll show you how to add marks using pens. And by the way, I'm really enjoying using these watercolor paints. So yeah, I definitely recommend. Okay, so this is the next day and I quite like what it looks like and I like the paint, but I think it's still missing something. So I think I'm gonna add a little more marks and something, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so this is what it looks like the next day. It's pretty good, but I think it still needs something. So I'm just gonna add some marks with pens and markers. See, I'll start with a pencil, my favorite pencil. Since it's kind of, it feels safe because I can always erase it if I don't like what I'm making. So yeah, this is like what adding a third layer can look like. I hope it makes sense to you and making layers feels more doable. So let me know in the comments below if you're gonna give layers a try, and if you do, how is it working for you? Okay, so I hope this video was useful to you. Thank you so much for watching, for commenting, for sharing, and most of all, thank you for your time. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you, bye-bye. Hello everyone. In my last video, we talked about layers, especially the photo transfer, since it's really the main, especially the photo transfer. So let me know in the comments below how. If making that's an important thing to do, and it needs to be. So it's really important to choose or is it ready and finished? And if you like this process, you're going to love my latest books, the new mixed media photography book and Make Something Together. No. And make something artistic. Thank goodness this video is over. Bye.